So this high society princess finally got claimed. A black rose that only blooms when she's in love. Just to see her bloom, every guy in high society threw themselves at her. But ever since I picked her, she completely settled down, just because I told her. If she ever cheated again, I'd vanish and she'd never find me.
She laughed boldly.
Go ahead and run! As long as you're in this world, I'll never let you leave me. Everyone thought she loved me to the bone. Even I believed it without a doubt. Until that day, in the parking garage, Liu Ruyan climbed out of the passenger seat. Following behind her was that little assistant. In that moment, I felt like I fell into an ice pit. Once I snapped out of it, I called up the system and requested to leave this world. The system asked me if I really wanted to pick New Year's Eve. I nodded and said I had one more request. I want her to send me to my death. I want her to regret it forever. The cold robotic voice echoed through the empty mansion. As you wish. In 7 days, I will take you out of this world. After ending the connection, I stared out the window at the blue fireworks blooming, eyes full of nostalgia. I still remember the first time we met, what it was like. That winter was brutal. 18-year-old Liu Ruyan got kicked out by her stepmom. She was wearing just a thin sweater, sitting by the trash can, shivering nonstop. When I suddenly appeared in her mind, out of nowhere, she thought she was hallucinating from the cold. Maybe in that moment, I felt sorry for her. I spent all my points at the system shop to get her a down jacket and a bowl of pork rib soup wrapped in that warm jacket. Holding the hot soup, she cried her eyes out and swore she'd repay me for life. And Liu Ruyan really kept her word. That day, she was so excited, she could barely speak. Trembling, she held me tight. The night I proposed to her, blue fireworks lit up the entire city. Even knowing I couldn't have kids, she didn't care at all. On our wedding day, Liu Ruyan transferred everything she owned to me, wanting to tell the whole world how much she loved me. Suddenly, my phone buzzed, snapping me out of it. I opened it up, and it was Liu Ruyan, in explicit photos with another guy. The guy's neck was covered in hickeys. You could tell how wild they'd been. I recognized the guy in the photo. His name's Wang Hao, Liu Ruyan's personal assistant. Just 3 months ago, I went to the office to bring her soup and caught her chewing out Wang Hao, calling him clumsy, saying he even lost an important contract. Wang Hao just stood there with those big innocent eyes, tears about to fall, looking all pitiful. I felt bad for him and said a few words. The moment she saw me, her anger vanished. She waved at Wang Hao and said, "Since Gucci is speaking up for you, I'll give you one more chance. Mess up again and you're out." Who would have thought 3 months later, she didn't kick him out. Instead, she ended up in bed with him. Tonight was supposed to be little New Year's Eve. I made her favorite pork rib soup, but she was busy, rolling around with another guy. Looking at the cold food on the table, I laughed bitterly. Suddenly felt so tired. In this world, I don't know anyone but Liu Ruyan. Since she's moved on, no point in me sticking around. I walked into her study, packed up all the clothes and jewelry, everything, and gave it all to the cleaning guy. The cleaning guy asked me carefully, "Sir, you really don't want any of this? They still look brand new." I nodded and shoved all the clothes into a bag for him to take. "I don't want any of it anymore." "Ati, what don't you want?" The words barely left my mouth when Liu Ruyan walked in, carrying her bag. I waved for the cleaner to leave first and said casually, "Just some old junk." Liu Ruyan playfully pinched my nose and said, "If you don't like it, toss it. I'll buy you new stuff later." I laughed coldly to myself, thinking, there is no later for us. "Ati, I went to Jimming Temple and got you this lucky charm." Liu Ruyan hung it around my neck, saying it was blessed to keep me safe. She also apologized, saying she promised to spend the holiday with me, but broke her word. I looked at Liu Ruyan, those eyes full of love, pulled up the system panel, and her affection rating was still at 100. I really couldn't understand. Can someone really separate physical stuff from their feelings like this? I smiled bitterly and said, "It's fine. Work comes first. Let's go inside." Liu Ruyan took my hand and walked in, then froze when she saw the leftovers in the trash. She asked if I made pork rib soup tonight. "Yeah, put too much salt. Couldn't eat it, so I tossed it." I replied coldly, said I was tired and wanted to rest, then turned and headed upstairs to the bedroom. "Ati, what's wrong?" Liu Ruyan was about to grab me, but her phone kept buzzing nonstop. She hesitated and didn't follow me. Not long after, Liu Ruyan stood outside the door, sounding careful, saying something urgent came up at work, and she had to go out. Her phone buzzed. Again, she knew. It was her little lover calling, so she left. With a slam of the door, the house went dead silent. "Work emergency." Same old excuse. "Liu Ruyan, you won't even bother coming up with a new lie anymore?" Suddenly I felt ice cold all over, like someone punched a hole through my chest, and the cold wind just kept rushing in. My phone screen lit up. A text popped up. "Hey bro, see that?" One phone call, and I got her running to me. Then a video came through. In it, Wongo had Liu Ruyan